welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. My channel is all about diamond paintings, and today I am going to be working on a diamond painting and just chatting with you guys a little bit. And I am going to be working on one of my 16 WIPs, or work in progress. I am going to work today on my Finera diamond painting from the one with the diamond art. And I will put a photo of that up on the screen so that you can see the canvas. I have not even finished a full row of this one yet. I really want to spend some time on it this month. And so I am going to hopefully get at least 2 or 3 sections done before my mid-month WIP parade. So if you want to work on something, grab anything. It doesn't have to be diamond painting, or you can simply listen while I diamond paint and chat. So I'm going to turn you around and let's get started. Everything ready. I think you can see this okay. We're working on a gorgeous flower. I am so excited to get back to this canvas. I really wanted to last month, and then I got really nervous because I couldn't remember where I kitted it up. Couldn't find the drills, and all of a sudden I'm like, I know exactly where those drills are, and they were right there. But I knew I had them somewhere, so I wasn't too terribly concerned. And I just really want to see this canvas come together, so I thought we'll just work on this together today. Maybe I'll have time to work on it some more tonight, or maybe this weekend. I just changed out, not very long ago, my putty. And I prefer to use wax in my single placer, but I did put putty in my single and my multi this time. And I am getting a glare, so I'm going kind of slow on this so I can see what I'm doing. But how is everyone doing? Let me know in the comments how you guys are doing. Are you surviving this winter? Or is it like warm where you are? I know that for us, it has been really cold lately. We've been dealing with winter storms. We had an ice storm 2 weeks ago. Last weekend, they were predicting a major snowstorm. Major here is like 2 or 3 inches. And we in our area did not get anything, but some of the surrounding cities around us did. But by Sunday night, Monday morning, it was fine. None of the schools were closed or anything, so I guess that was nice for them. But it has been just super cold. I do have my heater on, and if you can hear it in the background, I do apologize. Sometimes I'm able to get that out of the background noise, and sometimes I can't. I do try. So if you hear a hum, that is exactly what's happening. Not much has really happened around here over the past week. I'm going to change out my color. This is really pretty. It's an AB. I don't think I've seen this one before. 3819. Other than us just hunkering down, staying in, we haven't really gone anywhere because it's just really too cold to go anywhere. I don't know what these drills are because I have not picked this up. Unfortunately, I hate to say this. I've not picked this up since the beginning of October. So I'm having to figure out what I've done with all my drills. I think I have them in order. But we've just been hanging around the house and doing things, around here, staying busy. I was able to diamond paint quite a bit last weekend just because we were home, kind of stuck in because the weather was so nasty. But this weekend, my husband and I have plans on Saturday. That's a day that I'm hoping this goes out. And today's Friday for me. And then I have plans on Sunday also. So I'm not going to get much diamond painting in this weekend. And that's okay. I have other things that I need to do. Hopefully I can get some in. I'm planning on maybe a couple hours, but it may not be as much as I would like for it to be. And I'm okay with that. But today, Friday, I met my daughter. I took a day off and I met my daughter at her apartment today, and we went and took my grandbaby to daycare. She started daycare this week, and she's only going for a couple hours just to see if she likes it. Madison has not found a job yet. She's applied. They're going to have some hiring. They're going to have some job fairs coming up with a hospital, so I think she's going to go to that too if she doesn't have anything by then. But they're just trying to ease Claire into daycare. They're just a little nervous about daycare, but so far she has really liked it. They've had pictures that were sent. It's a small daycare, and was heavily researched by all of us, so we feel really good about it. And everybody there seems really nice. They all seem to like her, and she seems to really like it. She doesn't cry when she's dropped off, and she looks like she has a couple of hours. That also gives Madison some time to get some things done that she just can't do and take care of Claire. So today, Madison and I went and did some shopping. We went to Carter's, which is a baby store, clothes store, and they have really good prices, especially when they have sales a lot. And Claire's already outgrowing more Clover clothes. It's like she's constantly outgrowing a lot of clothes. So I went and I bought her several little outfits for winter, and then some were short sleeves that she can wear a sweater with, and then that way she'll have some spring clothes too. But they have some of the cutest clothes now. And I did that with Madison. That was fun. We were there for a while. I knew that we would be. That did not surprise me. That we would be there for a little while, and we were. But it was a lot of fun. And we did get her some clothes, so she'll be set next week when she goes back to daycare. And after we left there, we did go to lunch. Went and had some Mexican, so that was really good. And that took a little while, and we were one of the first ones in there, but they were a little slow today. So then after we left Mexican, then we went to Target, and Madison needed a few things, and then I got the baby some formula. I'm trying to help out where I can, because I know that it's hard on them with just one income, and then having to pay so much for daycare too. She's trying to grip things now. She's trying to talk. She's babbling, making little funny noises, and so I think that's really cute. It's been so long since I've been around a baby. I don't really remember all of the first, approximately when things should happen. With Paige, it was very different. And let's see, what else? The animals are doing very well. They're hunkered down too. Abby, our cat, we have a tuxedo cat for those of you that are new. We have a tuxedo kitty. She'll be 2 in May, which is crazy. And she does not like cold weather at all. Now, she is an indoor cat. She has never been outside, except, of course, when she goes to the vet and she's in a cage in her little crate. But she does not like cold at all. She has her little bed, and in her bed, I have a real small blanket. It's a lap blanket, and so I have that in there, and we cover her up, and then she gets underneath. Somehow she wiggles her way underneath that cover, and she is in like a tunnel, a hole that she has kind of dug around, and from the cover that we've covered her up, and you can't tell that she's even under there. It's like just a blanket laying there, and she's just all bundled up in there, and that's how she sleeps at night. So we think it's just really funny whenever we see her and how she's just all covered up. You can't see anything. Sometimes she has her ears hanging out on one side that's open, and sometimes she doesn't. So you can't tell where the beginning of her body is and where the end of her body is. Like, I don't blame you. If I could curl up like that, I think I would too. Today was a little bit warmer, and it would have been really nice here had the wind not been blowing. But then that started giving me spring fever, and I am so ready to get back out on our deck now that we have a covered deck. I just cannot wait to get out there and start enjoying it. We got our deck at the end of pretty much beginning of November, middle of November, and we hadn't been able to enjoy it because it was just too cold. But I cannot wait to get out there. We are both just chomping at the bit to get out there. Tomorrow we're going to go. Oh, that's a badge reel. Let me get that off of there. Tomorrow we're going to go and we're going to look for some furniture to put out there. Right now we have a table and chairs, which is fine, but it's taking up most of our deck. Our deck is small, and I want to get just some really nice comfy chairs to put out there, and then we will eat out there a lot, but instead of having that table, I thought, well, what we could do, let's see if you guys can see that. I'm going to work on these seeds over here too. We thought what we could do whenever we eat out there is just put like a TV tray out there or a folding table, and we can just use that and then bring it in. We'll just put it up against the house whenever we're not using it, because it's not going to get wet since it's going to be covered out there. We may end up doing that. So we're going to go look around tomorrow, and then I've got to go to the Apple store, and I need to take my computer. I bought a computer back in April of last year, a Mac, and having a little bit of problems with it. It's still under warranty. So I'm taking that to the Mac store, the Apple store, and I'm just not looking around, although I would like to see how much and see what I need to buy. I need a keyboard for my iPad, and I'd like to get that. So I might look and see if they have it or tell me what I need to buy for it, because I have no idea. And then I might go ahead and get that, but otherwise I'm not doing that. And then my husband and I are just doing some things all day tomorrow. And then I'm looking forward to that because we never get to spend any time together hardly. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting my computer repaired. Thank goodness I have a second one, and I'm using that one. It's older, but I'm able to use it for now, so that's definitely good, or I would be in deep, deep trouble because I have to have a computer. So that's going to be my Saturday. It's supposed to be really nice tomorrow. At first, they said it was going to be in the 70s. I was all about that. And then now they're saying it's going to be in the 60s, and it could be windy. We could get some rain this weekend. I'm really hoping that we don't. I'm really not wanting rain. I just want a really pretty day. We hadn't had a very nice weekend in about 3 weeks at least. And I know that winter's not over yet. Every time that we have night to shine, we have to find something that will go with Paige's dress, a shawl, or something that she can just take off and then I can carry it around so that she doesn't have to worry about it at night to shine. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to wear. And so I remember it's always cold. We're usually having to stand outside, wait to get in, and it's pretty chilly, especially if you have on a really nice formal dress, which is what she wears. That's going to be really pretty. I love this red on here, so now I can get another color. I'm going to go with that L, because I'm going to see what that looks like. I probably should have blinged this up. I was going to. I have a lot of drills that I could use, and if I were to bling it up, I should have already started doing that, and I didn't. So I'm probably just going to go with what's in here. It does have some really pretty drills. I may, once I get to like around her hair, I might do a little bit and just not do a lot around the sides. This one's so large I won't be able to hang it up anyway, but I still want it to look good. So that's my time for tomorrow. I just think it'll be nice us together. Paige, I offered for her to go, but she says she didn't want to go. I think she was feeling well enough to go, but she said she really didn't want to. She is, to be as young as she is very much a homebody. And, I mean, I guess that's okay. I think she should get out more, but especially when she doesn't feel good. And then when she does get out, then she gets sick. So it's better that she just stay home. But it'll be kind of nice that it's just us and we're going to go and just have a nice afternoon together. I do need to go and get my nails done. I am not sure what color I'm going to do this time. I'm thinking since it's getting close to Valentine's, maybe I will get either red or pink. I don't know, I'll just wait and see. Thought about getting a heart on one of my nails, but I don't really go for all that, the extras. I've got one here. Just move that up there. This is kind of sticky, which is good. I can slide these over a little bit if I need to, which is what I'm doing now. But let's see, what else happened? There was something. Oh, I know I was going to tell you guys. My husband and I were watching a movie, which it actually was pretty good. It was called the Thursday Murder Club, and it was on Netflix, and we thought it was hilarious. There's so many actors that we know of. They had references to other movies that these actors did, which was, and we had watched that movie, so that was really funny. But I guess if you wouldn't know, it wouldn't be funny, you wouldn't get it. But anyway, that was a really good one. We watched that, and then after we were watching Netflix, we were just kind of flipping around, and we got a commercial, and my husband said, I wonder how much that litter box is. Now, with Abby's litter box, we ended up getting one of the robotic litter boxes, and we've had it now for maybe 6 months. Once we moved into this house, me, ended up getting it, and my husband just does not like technology. I mean, he knows he can use it. He is fine with that. He doesn't mind using technology. He just says, I don't know why that we need to buy all these things when it's not needed. We don't need to have a litter box that does all these things for us. We just need to have our litter box, and we can scoop it ourselves, and we can do this and this, and we don't need to have all of these bells and whistles on a litter box. And so I've been putting it off. I put it off for years when we had our Salem, and he just wasn't for it. But then whenever we got this house, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get one of these, because Madison had gotten one, and she was telling me how much that they really liked the litter box, and that they didn't have to worry about cleaning it out, and it was just so easy. And so I thought, you know what, I was watching hers, and I said, I'm going to go ahead and get one. Now, they had one on sale. I guess we've had it not that long. No, I bought it like in October. So yeah, it definitely wasn't that long ago. Now, the first one that we bought was a dud. It would not do anything. It would not dump it, and it would always give us an alert. And so we sent that one back and got another one. Now, my husband was talking about how he actually likes his litter box. He really likes how it's doing. It's very easy. It's convenient. The cat likes it. Of course, that's very important. The cat really does like this litter box. And so we were watching TV, and we came across this ad that was for litter box. They gave us a website and said, you can call now, save $100, or you can go to our website. And they had all these bells and whistles, even more than what our little litter box has. And we were listening to this and just cracking up. So then I had to go to their website, because I am me. I thought, I don't need one of these. I'm just curious how this litter box, how much it costs, and what all you can get on this litter box. Now, litter box was very expensive, and it's not something that we ever need on what I was on this particular litter box. But it had facial recognition. I mean, you guys, facial recognition of a cat. If you have multiple cats and you want to see which cat goes in where, when, and the time and all the things, make sure your cat's doing okay. It has a place where you can put a webcam on the litter box, and it will tell you which cat is entering the litter box, how long they've been in there, the weight of the cat, just by facial recognition of your cat. I don't know. That just about did me over. I could not imagine. I'm like, we really need something. If you have that many cats, you have that many cats, you really need something. Or if you have at least two, why do you need something? Why do you need to track your cat in the litter box? Now, neither one of our cats had ever had any problems. They always went in their litter box. Maybe that's why, if they have a problem or they're not using it or whatever, I get it. But why can't you just look and see if your cat is going in the litter box? But I just thought that was really funny. So then, that's when I definitely said, I got to look at this. Went on the website, and they had different prices, and one was $900, and that's the one that you could put webcam on. Now, the webcam didn't come with the $900, but they had all types of accessories for this litter box, for all the ones that they were selling. I think the cheapest was like $6.99 or something like that. And they actually had, if your cat could not handle a step, and the step was automatically built in. We had to buy our step, which is fine. It's not built in, but it's right next to the litter box. It's easy for her to get in. And I don't think she needs it, but she likes the step. Now, these, you can actually add a nice ramp. So if your cat cannot handle, if your cat's older, maybe you have a kitten, and they cannot handle the step yet, or they're too old and they just can't jump anymore, then they have a ramp that you can purchase, and the ramp will work with your litter box. That is in addition to what you're paying for this $900 litter box. So that was like $30 or $40. Then on the webcam, you had to have all these extra things. You had to have something that goes on the litter box itself to hold your webcam. That was another $20 or $30. But they had all these weird accessories. And so I was telling my husband, and he said, I hope you don't get into wanting to do that for Abby. And I said, that is just a little much. What we have is perfectly fine. I don't need that. But I thought, how cool is it that there is facial recognition of a cat? Now, I guess even if your cat looks the same as their sibling, I guess somehow they can still tell because there are differences, I suppose. But I thought, wow, what are people going to think of next? So that was like my weekend research last week on a litter box, of all things. I'm like, gosh, how can I be so fascinated? I know that my life must be getting really boring and really sad if I have to do research. I find it interesting to do research on a litter box. But I thought it was pretty cool. So, I don't know. If anybody's ever had one of these, I would love to hear your comments. I'm not going to get one, but it just blew me away when he said, I thought he was kidding, but it blew me away when, nope, you can actually have a webcam and watch your cat. Even if you don't have multiple cats and you don't want to use the webcam for that, you can still have the webcam, and then it's going to be tied to the app for the litter box, and you can watch your cat go in and out of your litter box. That, to me, that's like watching your grass grow. Why would I want to watch my cat go in and out of her litter box? I know she goes in there. That's obvious. Sometimes I will look and see on our app if it needs to be emptied, if it's working okay, but I don't go in and check every day to make sure because I'm sure that I will know if she does not use the litter box properly. So that was just my experiment of the week, just to go through and look at all these things. Thought that was kind of funny. And it was a big one. Ours is not that big. But that was just showing how AI is changing everything. And then speaking of that, there's an AI trend, and yes, I did it. Normally I don't do anything with AI. I don't go in and do pictures or anything because AI is not copyrighted. Anybody can take it. So I went in and I did the little trend where you can go in, you can do a picture of yourself. You tell AI, I use ChatGPT, what you want, and so it will come up with something. You can have a picture if you want to. And so I did it. It looked nothing like me. First time I did it, I had 3 arms, and the second time it did remove one of the arms, but the arm was extremely beefy. I mean, it was like my arm looked huge, like I had some major muscles, and no, I do not. And I'm like, that just looks silly, because if it was both arms, it would be okay, I guess. And then I could never get the one arm to look like a normal arm. So I just had it holding up a diamond painting. And I'm like, okay, I can handle this one because I do not have 3 arms anymore. And AI, I don't think has gotten very good yet with like arms and faces and that kind of thing. Or I'm sure if you pay a lot for a program for AI, maybe it will, but I get the free version. And then we do get programs that we can use at work that does not, everything that you put in there is private. It doesn't go out into the web, but I still am very careful. And then I saw that a couple of companies were trying to use some of the AI that people had created as part of diamond painting, and they were trying to sell them, saying that it was their renderings. I'm like, no, I just saw this on Facebook. It was not their rendering, and it didn't even look that good. I'm like, I don't know why anybody would want to buy it, because it doesn't look that great anyway. But that was quite interesting, just looking at all of those. I know that on Diamond Art Club's VIP Facebook, a lot of people were getting annoyed because the mods were allowing that to go through, and they were getting tired of seeing it. So a lot of people were complaining. I think that just went on for a day or two this past week. I really didn't get back on there, so I don't know. But I did post that on my Facebook group. Thought this is just, funny, humorous. And then I did one of my animals. I would never do one of my kids, my husband, or especially my grandbaby. That's not going to happen. I'm trying to be really careful with what I post on anything of her. It's so, right now she's so small, you can't really see her face or anything. So I really don't post that much. When she was born, I did, but I'm not doing anything else with her. It's a dirty drill. I think this is going to be really pretty. So I thought that was quite interesting with AI, that it kind of held my interest this week. And I was really busy at work all week. It's like there was questions after questions after questions from my students. And I'm like, why aren't you reading? I don't understand why we're having a problem with this particular assignment. So then I had to go and I had to do a video for my students to make sure they understood the assignment. And I've been doing the same assignment before, and so I don't understand why that it was so difficult for them this semester, but it was. I need to scoot this over. I am right under this, and I can't see what I'm doing on this one little section of this flower. So work was definitely busy, and then we're getting ready to go to what we call boot camp, to start preparing all the students that are going to go to state for competitions. Not everybody that's going to boot camp will be going to state, and some that are going to state aren't going to be able to go to boot camp, and that's fine too. I got to get that ready. That took a lot of work. Just trying to get us ready to go out of town, and not even out of town. It's in Atlanta, but it's still considered away from the campus, so it's considered out of town. It's just a lot of forms you have to get filled out from all the students. It's just a lot of work. And our students are all over 18. They're 18 or over, and we still have a lot that we have to do. And I understand all that because of liability, but it's like, can they not just fill out one form and then we only have to do it once a year, once a semester? But no, unfortunately, no, it has to be done every time we go out of town. So I got that going, and now I got to start working on all of our state forms, and that's going to be a lot to deal with. Make sure students are ready, know what they're going to do for competition. We have a lot of new ones that are going to be competing. So I will know sometime in March if I'm going to Vegas in May. I'm waiting on it just to see, and then I'm going to start making some plans for that. The school will take care of everything, but I'm going to make some plans for myself. If I'm going to have to go to Vegas, if I don't gamble, I'm going to go to a show. I'm going to go to a fun show. I'll go by myself if I have to. I'm assuming that Vegas is safe enough where I can get out and go on my own. I'm not going to have a car, so I'm going to have to either go somewhere around where we're staying, or I'm going to have to get an Uber. I don't know how that is either. And I know any of the shows I want to go to, my students will not be interested. And I know that the other instructor that's going will not be interested because he's about the same age as I am, but I just don't think that we have the same taste. So I'll have to figure that one out. So let me know about Vegas if you've ever been there, if I should be safe. I don't think we're on the Strip, but I think we're close to it. I need to find out about that too. I guess that would help you guys to help me out to know. I'm not going to tell you the hotel, but I can tell you if it's close to the Strip. It's on the Strip. I do know it's a casino. I know that much, but that's about all I know. And I do know where we're staying, but and it's supposed to be a really nice hotel. I'm just a little nervous. I'm assuming we're going to Vegas. We may not, and I think my students will be really disappointed, but I think that at least one student is going to come in, and we will be able to compete in Vegas. So I'll have to keep you guys updated on that one. And anything else happen over the week? Not really, other than the weather. I know I keep pounding on the weather, but I just do not like winter. I cannot stand the winter. I absolutely despise it. I also get kind of, I don't want to say depressed, but I just get kind of blah in the winter because I don't like winter clothes. I don't like having to bundle up. I do not like wearing sweaters because they itch. They make me very itchy. And I used to wear sweaters, but I had to be really careful with what sweaters that I did wear. And the ones that I have now, I got rid of all of them. Like, these are itchy. I cannot wear these more than 2 hours. They look really cute. They're really warm, but no. My dog is moaning, if you can hear her. She's rolling around the floor, playing with one of her toys, and she is just moaning. So that's what that weird noise is, if you can hear it. Hopefully you can't. I'll just be glad when I can get my spring clothes out. Even better when I can get my summer clothes out, put my winter things up. I hate having to wear layers, but I do because I'll get hot and then I get cold. I am very cold-natured. Paige is very hot-natured. And when we go to bed, she turns the heat down really low. And so I have 2 thick blankets on our bed. And once I get to sleep, I'm fine. But getting into bed, it is really cold. So now I have gotten an electric blanket. I just heat up the electric blanket for about 30 minutes or so before we go to bed, and then once we're ready to go to bed, I turn it off. I don't want it on because I'm afraid I will get hot. And I know my husband will. I'm just really looking forward. And it was Groundhog Day, and the groundhog, I can't even remember if he sees a shadow, doesn't see a shadow. Anyway, I think he saw a shadow, but whatever he did, it means, I never can remember, I don't know why. Whatever he did, it means that we have another 6 weeks of winter. And I'm like, that groundhog, and he looks pitiful. They showed the Georgia groundhog, and I looked at him and I said, that poor guy, he is really old. He needs to retire right now. And they need to go and get another younger groundhog and see if the groundhog sees its shadow. Because this poor dude, all he wants to do is sleep anyway. He wanted to go back into his little hole and he wanted to go back to sleep. But he did. He looked really old. I don't know how old a groundhog normally gets, but he looked rather anxious. And so it's time for him to retire. And then I think the other one that was a northern groundhog, I think Puxatawny Phil, I think he also said they had 6 more weeks of winter. So I'm like, well, I guess they're consistent. So I guess I just need to be patient and wait until the weather actually does. Because, of course, the weather is going to do whatever the weather wants to do. It doesn't care. It doesn't care about a groundhog. But Paige is all about it. She had to watch it on TV. She was getting all excited. I'm like, I don't know why you do this. This is just like a fun thing that people do. It's not real. Half the time it works, half the time it doesn't. But she was all excited and giddy. And I'm like, it's not a very good day in Georgia for the groundhog. And nope, I was right. He went right back into his little hole in a hurry. So that was like the most fun thing we had all week, was a groundhog. Gosh, this is really sticky, sliding around, but I think it's not a bad thing, I don't think. Because I think that these are lining up really nicely. I am doing a lot of single placing right now because I want to see how these drills are going to line up. I have done some multi-placing and it's lined up pretty well, so I think that we are all right. As far as diamond painting, I did have 2 videos that have gone up this week, so I'm going to have a total of 3, so that is really good for me. And I had my month in review where I showed all of my WIPs and I explained my WIP that I'm missing, which was Sunflower Rebellion. As soon as that one comes in again and the owners ship it out, I don't know if that is on there either. The owners ship it out to me, I'm going to start on that one. I really hate it. And I told them, I said, if you don't want to send me the canvas, just send the drills. I'm okay with that too. And so they said no, they would rather just go ahead and send me the full set. So I really appreciated that. That was really sweet of them to send me the canvas and the drills because they didn't have to. And I wasn't asking for anything. I was just asking if there was a problem, if I kitted this up wrong, what did I do? And so they said no, it was a canvas, that the canvas had the round drills for the stickers were the round drills, and all of the drills I had looked like it was for round drills, but mine was a square. And instead of just worrying about sending just the drills, they said it'd be easier just to send the entire canvas, and that they were going to let the manufacturer know because they shouldn't have to pay for something the manufacturer did incorrectly. So that was one of mine that I have taken out of my rotation. And then I think it was in September, October. I honestly cannot remember at this point. And I did post underneath, I think it was underneath a WIP and chat, but that I was not able to complete and continue working on the Beast, my really large diamond painting, the 15-foot one. And I was sad that I couldn't, but I made the best choice for myself. What I did with the, oh there, I made the best choice for myself with that canvas, because I worked on it. I had gotten around a 100 by 40 area done, and it was looking good, but it was just getting too heavy, and I could not just keep it on my table. And once we moved to our house now, didn't have a place to put it, and I would pick it up and it was already getting heavy with just those drills on there. And so I thought, this is going to be really difficult for me, because I'm not going to be able to lift this up once it gets much larger, because of how big it was bulky, and then how heavy that it was getting. And I'm having a hard time with my left hand, specifically my thumb. And so a friend of mine works at a high school, and she teaches art, and so she came over, and she wanted to see what it looked like, and I was showing her, and she said that she would love to have it, but she said there's no way that she could pay how much that it was, and that the school would not give her that much money to be able to pay it. That'd be really good for everybody to work on. It may take 2 or 3 years, but that they could say that was something that all of the high schoolers that took art worked on. So I sold it to her, and I didn't make what I had paid for it. I did have a good discount whenever I first bought it, but I thought, you know what, there's no point in worrying about that, because I know it's going to a good home. It is going to be enjoyed by hundreds of kids, and it's going to look good in her art room or in the hall whenever she is finished. It's going to be a great project that they can be proud of. And it doesn't matter about the money, because the money's already gone. And if I don't do it, then all it's doing is sitting there collecting dust, and it's not making anybody happy. It's not making me happy, because it's taking up space. I look at it and then I feel guilty. I feel like, I need to work on it because it's there in the corner. So I did sell it to her. I had a couple people asking me, and after that video, where was I still doing the base? Where was it? They wanted to see it. And so that's what happened on that one. I should have known better, but I love doing large canvases, and I thought, what's the opportunity of me ever getting to do a canvas this big? Didn't think about the fact that it could be really heavy. Wasn't thinking about that we were going to eventually move out of our larger home and downsize. And it just, I should have thought better. I really should have, and I am doing better now on thinking things through before I just go gung-ho and buy things. So that was lesson learned. But I enjoyed doing it while I had the chance. And then she said that the kids were really excited. It was already kitted up, so I needed what I had it kitted up in. It was kitted up in Elizabeth Ward containers. I'm like, I'm sorry, I am not giving these kids my Elizabeth Ward containers and waiting until that they are done, because who knows, they probably wouldn't take care of them. And I said, I cannot just give up my Elizabeth Ward containers like that. So I put them in baggies and labeled the baggies, so they just had to go and put them in other containers. And so that's what she did. So they are in containers. They may still be in baggies, I don't know. But it's not in my containers. So I can say that without a shadow of a doubt, because I have those containers, and now I can kit something up later. So that one was something that I was disappointed. I mean, I really was. But I know it's going to a good home, and I don't really have that much time to devote to something like that. And I have so many WIPs. I would rather have more WIPs going than one that's 15, 16 feet. Which, when I get done with it, I start thinking about that too, because since we've moved, like, this house is smaller. I have no place for a lot of diamond paintings. I have to be really picky on what diamond paintings that I'm going to put up in my craft room, where I'm going to put the others. And that's going to be a lot of time spent on a diamond painting that I could be doing another diamond painting and in my stash that I am going to be able to use. So for those of you that just came and joined my channel because of that, I am really sorry. I totally understand if you're no longer interested. But I do other larger paintings. They're not that large, but I am going to be working on Josephine Wall painting in March. Well, I'm not sure about March. I'm going to start getting ready in March, which, oh my gosh, it's next month. That is hard to believe. I've got to start getting ready for Josephine Wall event. I need to contact Josephine Wall, and let her know I'm doing it again this year. I think this will be my 4th year. If I am correct, it will be my 4th year that I have hosted Josephine Wall event. So if you have a Josephine Wall, and it doesn't have to be a new start. This is very informal. No new start required. Get ready to get those out. Dust them off if you've put them up for a while, and we will work on Josephine Wall together. I am starting on a new Josephine Wall painting, and I am looking forward to that too, a new start. And I am still working on my detox, but I'm going to be adding a little bit to my WIPs. My detox is not going to be working on just WIPs only. That's just not going to work for me. If you have not seen my latest video, which I was really worried about that one, I almost did not post it because I don't usually have videos, or I never have had a video where, well, yeah, I have one, but you couldn't see all of me. You'd only see me diamond painting, really. But I've had this video, and I've gotten some really good comments. So those of you that have already commented, or if you have watched it and you enjoyed it, thanks so much for watching. And I posted that one on Thursday of this week. I did it, and I just talked. I just talked on camera, just me. I didn't have diamond paintings or anything, and so I talked about my stash and refreshing my stash. Every month I'm going to do a refresh your stash, let you know how it went, if I'm able to get very far, and I'll probably just start including my goals in there too, if I've accomplished any. I probably won't for a few more months accomplish anything, but you know, who knows, we will see. But I did complete one diamond painting, and I was so happy about that one. It was also my 100th diamond painting, and that felt really good, thinking I've been doing this for a long time. I have 100 diamond paintings. I can finally say I have finished 100 diamond paintings. That felt wonderful. And I enjoyed doing that video with just me talking. I might do a couple of vlogs. I thought it would be really cool to do it in the car when I'm driving to work, go to different campuses. It'd be kind of cool. I won't show the campus, but I can show me driving up. But I really don't have anything in my car that I can mount my phone on in order to be able to record. So I've got to figure that one out. I don't really know the best thing to buy for that. So if you know about that too, let me know what I should do so I can mount my phone. And that way I can do some vlogs. It might be fun to do a couple of vlogs when I go out of town for work, because a lot of times I'm just sitting around waiting on my students to contact me and let me know they finished and how they did, and if they need anything and that kind of thing. So I'm usually just either reading in my room, walking around the hotel, or I am sitting in my room diamond painting. I've done that a lot too, so I will take some diamond painting with something to diamond paint with. Not sure what yet, but I'm going to bring something. Let's do another color. So I have a lot going on this year, and I'm really happy about it. Last year, it was so much that we were focusing on the wedding, and then we found out about this time last year, Valentine's, that Madison was pregnant. And so it was a big year last year to where I was just, I didn't know if I was coming or going. I was nervous wreck, not, trying to get everything done. We've been planning the wedding, but we weren't sure the location. And then Madison graduated, and I had to go to Sioux Falls, South Dakota a couple of times. So my summer and spring was just back and forth, and even fall really was back and forth, Sioux Falls, and doing different things, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And this year I only have one trip planned. I'm not counting Vegas as a trip yet. I went on several trips last year. I'm not going to the Virginia retreat this year. I just couldn't see. I would love to have, but I can't go to retreats that close together. It was in July, and I'm going to the one in September in Savannah, Tybee Island. So I really can't leave my family for that close together, which I did last year, but I went for Madison, and I'd already had the Virginia retreat planned, so my family didn't care. But I would just feel bad, and I know my husband wouldn't care. He wouldn't say anything. Paige wouldn't care. I've offered for Paige to go. She has no desire to go, and Madison, maybe when Claire gets older, Madison will be able to go because Madison wants to get back into diamond painting. We have diamond painted a little bit together. We might next week while Claire is at daycare, for just to give Madison something to do if I have time, because next week I'm going to be super busy with work, so I don't know if I'll be able to next weekend, maybe. But it just seems like I'm getting busier and busier instead of less. And I keep thinking 5 more years until I retire, if not sooner. Keep saying I'm going to stay until 65, and I love my job, I really do, but I want to have some time for me. And for those of you that have retired already, I commend you. I have a hard time just giving up, and I don't want to say it's my freedom, because I have freedom when I do retire, but giving up my salary, it makes me really nervous. Although I have money saved up, I have a pension, 401k, but then, that's it. And if that money is gone, something happens, then I can't say, oh, well, I'm going to get another check. And if I want to buy something now, I can just buy it without even having to think about it. So, but I'll be able to spend more time with family, help more out with Claire. So I'm noodling about what year. I guess I'll know whenever I'm ready. That's what my good friend of mine told me, that, she's retired, and she said, you will know whenever you're ready. You'll know when it's time. I'm like, well, I'm not ready yet because I don't think it's time. But I have a lot of diamond paintings. That would keep me really busy. I'm sure I'd get tired of diamond painting all the time. But I don't know. I may not. As much as I like to diamond paint, I may want to diamond paint more than what I do now, for sure. Okay, I'm going to end it here. We are close to our hour mark, and I have just been noodling on about different things. But I hope that you were able to get something done if you really wanted to. And I'll put those videos that I had mentioned up in the top of the eye. I'll try to also put them in the description. So if you're interested in seeing either one of those and seeing me on screen, then I'll definitely put that out there for you. I'm loving how this is coming out. I want to keep working on this one. I might work on this one through the end of the weekend. I am trying my best on the detox. I really am. But I am really going to kit up a landscape. I have not done a landscape in about 3 years. And I am itching to do one. But I got 16 canvases that I need to work on. Until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.